Welcome to a special edition of Across the Pitch, the soccer show for people who think that the Spurs are a basketball team.
That's perfect, Phil. That's exactly what it is. That's great.
But in all seriousness, we're here for a very, very special treat today as we have Accrington Stanley midfielder Scott Brown joining us. He's a 17-year vet of the various leagues throughout England and currently playing for the League One side Accrington Stanley, who's our team of the month. You'll also be able to check out a corresponding blog post on our website, acrossthepitch.com. I also wanted to give an extra special thanks to my good friends, the Glides, for providing our intro music one time. You can check out the Glides on Spotify or any other place that you consume music. My name is Phil Kennedy, and I'm here with my co-host Aaron Ayres, and now we're going to interview Accrington Stanley's Scott Brown.
First of all, Scott, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on the show. You're our very first guest, and we couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, mate, of course. Accrington Stanley, I don't know why, but Phil probably has more to say about this, but you've become a bit of our mascot club, if you will, and we're kind of really just impressed. We love the squad, we love the team, and to have you on our podcast is amazing. So
we've come a long way in a short space of time, to be fair. We've done really well last year, obviously getting promoted, and we've carried that form on to this year. Since the last couple of games, we've dropped a few points, but
had a bit of a rough run of late, yeah, for sure. Well, mate, I think first off, we wanted to ask about you. You know, it's been well documented that you've had some serious injuries and adversity in your career. Now you're back in League One. I think you and your manager, John Coleman, have been instrumental in the rise of Accrington. So, what was that like, going through all of those issues and being able to raise that trophy last year to get into League One?
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, just a relief, to be fair. Obviously, it broke my leg, and I think it took me the best part of 3 years to get myself back fit and all that. And then obviously I dropped down the leagues a little bit to try and, find my way again. Had a few promotions. And then I went up to Grimsby and ended up leaving there after 18 months. The gaffer signed me at Accrington. And then, since I've been at Accrington, it's been nothing but good, to be fair. We, the first season I was there, we just missed out on the last day of automatic promotion. The year after, I think we were still a little bit gutted about the season before, and we couldn't really get our season going. It was only until January we kicked on, and then we just fell short of the playoffs. And then obviously last year we won it.
Yeah.
Which from day one the gaffer in pre-season had said to us, this team that I'm building here is going to win this league. If you don't want to be a part of it, you can leave now. But if you do, let's go and win the league, and that's exactly what we did.
And you did. Quite incredible, actually. Quite incredible. I like that. If you don't want to win the league, don't be a part of it. That's some strong words there from the gaffer.
Well, that's what he's like. The gaffer's a winner, and he wants to win anything. So if it's even training matches or game of cards on the coach, he wants to win everything. And that's just instilled in the squad, particularly the players we've got.
One of the biggest things that we're intrigued about is Accrington and the history. We know that the team actually, not continuously, but it dates all the way back to the 1880s. The whole team that wouldn't die concept, that's something that really gets us interested, and we know that as recently as 2006 that the team was in serious trouble. Now 12 years later, you've gone all the way to a League Two championship. What does that mean to a city like Accrington?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Well, to be fair, I'm from out of town. I'm from Runcorn, but it's only a little town, Accrington, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with the chairman and all the backroom staff, and they just try and like make ends meet the best they can. And obviously the team has just built the other side of the stadium. I think that holds like another 1,100 seats there, and the chairman's brilliant, to be fair. You know, he's brought the club from like, he's brought it from one level up to the next level, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Accrington should never, we weren't really a team that should have been challenging for like obviously the League Two, certainly not in League One, but he's given us that platform to obviously build a decent squad and then kicked us on as well this year. So yeah, we're doing all right. But you know, the chairman that's come in has helped a lot, and then obviously the way the manager and Jimmy and John Doolan are built a great squad, and then it's all about the football.
What would you say is the long-term goal for the club and maybe the goal over the next few years?
Yeah, obviously this year, you've got to be looking at playoffs at a minimum. You've got to obviously, you want to try and be a part of something at the end of the season, don't you? And competing. If that doesn't come, then obviously you've got to establish yourself in the league. But obviously you want to, every game that we play, we set out to win. So hopefully, you know, we can get another little run going together and climb the table again and see where that takes us towards the end of the season.
It's a bit of a fairy tale for you guys, really, isn't it? You know, from to 2006, I'm sorry, and all of a sudden being promoted up into League One, and you're playing some big teams up in there. You know, like the likes of Portsmouth, and I saw that Sunderland. They can't fit enough guys into your ground, so they're beaming the game back to the Stadium of Light, so the fans can sit there and watch that rather than make the trip across. I mean, it's got to be a bit of a mind blower for, well, not necessarily yourself. You've got quite a storied past, but certainly the team and the town. That's got to be great.
No, it'd be brilliant. Yeah, I think Barnsley brought 2,000. I think after the weekend.
Did they really?
And obviously, I think it was big atmosphere, and it was a great game. To be fair, we just come short towards the end, but they were, very good. But we have got good games coming up. And to be fair, we're still only a young squad, so lads are still learning all the way. And if we can keep the group that we've got for a couple of years, then could obviously take them to the next level. You never know with football.
So, you never do, do you?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and I think that's the wonderful thing, and that's probably something that we're trying to get across this podcast, is just exactly how bizarre this game of football is, you know.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, this is my 17th season, so I've seen it all.
You played for about 10 different teams. What are your favorite places you played for besides Accrington?
Yeah, so obviously I started off at Everton. As a trainee, got a 2-year pro there. And then I moved on to Bristol City. That was a massive club. Really enjoyed my time there. And then, obviously I had a few injuries and sort of lost my way a little bit, but towards the end of my career, so obviously the likes of being at like Grimsby and Accrington, they're probably the three better teams that I've enjoyed, like.
Just on Grimsby, I think that's probably the second time I've heard that mentioned in my life. I need to do a shout out to my mate Justin in Australia. He's from Grimsby. Hi, Justin. Yes.
Not bad, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. From what I've heard, it's an apt name for the town. Phil, you might want to edit that out.
One of the things that we read about was early in your career that you had played with Wayne Rooney, and of course now he's over here in the U.S. with DC United. Would you ever think about coming over and finishing up your career in the U.S.?
Yeah, obviously if the opportunity was to arise, then obviously I'd have a look at it, definitely. Obviously Wayne's gone there and done unbelievably. But obviously he's always been a star anyway, ever since we were kids, so it's only going to go that way with him anyway. But himself out there.
I hear that Wayne Rooney is a Phoenix Rising fan, and there's a gap in the team here, mate. So I don't know. Would you ever consider making a move to the desert?
Yeah, we got it. Obviously, it was good for me family and all that thing. I'd have to have a look at it, but why can you sort that out for me? Yeah.
Yeah, right, all right. We know some contacts. A big mate with Didier Drogba. I'm not. That's a lie.
It's about 5 days a year here. Tell us a little bit about the WHAM Stadium. We're really intrigued by the history of the place, and you'd already mentioned that it's a smaller ground, and I've noticed that it seems like there's a little area that's kind of sectioned off for the run up for the quarter kicks. What's the quirks playing at a place like that?
Yeah, to be fair, it's obviously small and like the seats in the stadium is quite close and low to the ground, so you can see obviously the players at the normal height rather than looking down at them and you look like little beauty players. There's two standing areas. There's obviously two seating areas either side. It's really like it's not like it's just a little stadium. Do you know what I mean?
I tell you what,
it's old, it's cold.
That's what I was going to say. I saw the picture in the background where it's got a lovely view of like the hills of Lancashire in the back. But I can imagine January, that'd be the most bitterly cold place to play.
Yeah, it's freezing. So when obviously the big teams come and you get off the coach and they're thinking, what's this here? Do you know what I mean? Whereas that gives us the edge straight away.
A bit of homegrown advantage. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's great. So, Phil, there is one other question you wanted to ask about the WHAM Stadium, wasn't there?
Yeah, we've seen that they brew their own beer, and we were wondering how we could get some over here in the States.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I didn't know they done that.
You didn't know?
They normally have like a band on at half time, and after full time where you can go and get a drink and watch the band and sing a few songs and that. But I didn't know they brewed their own beer. No.
Oh,
yeah, we see that I guess they have their own beer at the stadium, and we were wanting to get a can over here.
Make it two. Yeah. We'll drink it live.
Send me one as well, then. Send me one as well.
All right. So I'm pretty sure you knew this question was coming, right? So, the team has such a good sense of humour about that famous milk commercial, yeah?
Yeah. Accrington Stanley, were they?
Exactly. Yes, yeah, who are they? Yeah, exactly. And actually, that's one of our segments is called Who Are They? So we're trying to, educate American audiences on, the lower teams in England. And that was based on the back of that milk ad, yeah. How many times a week do you get asked about that?
Everyone you speak to, when they ask you, how did you get on at the weekend? And then obviously someone always go, Accrington Stanley, who are they? Exactly. Every week.
We saw last night, Phil and I, when we're doing a bit of research, they've remade that ad. How do the players feel about it? They remade it. They remade the ad. Ian Rush
they probably laugh at it, to be fair.
It was remade as a vodka ad, wasn't it?
No, it was milk. Shut up.
To be fair, the lads would probably laugh it off. It's probably the club that'd be on your backs for that one, like.
Yeah,
Club's been trying to get away from that for the last, 10, 15 years.
Right, well, exactly. And I think that was what this remake of the ad was saying. It was like Ian Rush was sitting in these lads' living room for no good reason. But I had to point out to these lads.
What's he doing there?
They're in League One now, so they're okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
You went on Twitter after you won the League Two and said you were drinking your milk.
I think with every promotion picture that there was of me, I had a beer in my hand.
What was that? I missed that.
Yeah. every picture of me last year when we got promoted, they had a beer in my hand.
The milk's not really a drink then, yeah?
Yeah.
The Indy 500, that's the only time I know they drink milk at a sporting event.
I don't get that either,
Yeah.
Scott. Sorry, mate. Some American thing. I don't understand that.
I did want to ask you about, I see that you guys had a program going where you're giving shirts to school children, and I know you're a big...
that was this week. Yeah, that was this week, yeah. Well, basically what they did was, I think they got like 18 schools in, and they gave all the 7, 8, 9, 10 year-old kids shirts, which obviously they could take away with them, and then obviously wristbands and flags and stuff like that. I think it's just to get like the community together and obviously get Accrington Stanley a bit more publicity and fans, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great thing in the community, and I thought that was a really cool thing for the team to do.
Yeah. But I think it's the chairman who organised all that, and then we were just obviously there giving the shirts out and mingling with the kids and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a good day, to be fair.
Got to be exciting for the kids to meet you guys.
Yeah, boss.
What's a story you haven't told before?
I don't think I've got one, to be fair. I think when I was obviously interviewed or whatever,
I think you put him on a
been
spot
honest
there,
as I can at the time, yeah. No, to be fair, obviously I started when I was 17 and 33 now, so I'm coming to the later years of my career and just trying to enjoy it as much as I can till it's over.
I think that's perfect. I mean, there is a love of the game. Surely there's, football in the future. But I have to say it's an absolute honour talking to you, mate.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
We couldn't be more honoured than to have you as our first guest and taking time with us today.
No, thank you very much for inviting me on the show. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.
Take care.
Absolute pleasure talking to you.
You too. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye now. Thank you, Scott Brown, midfielder for League One side Accrington Stanley. He's a great chat, an absolute legend, and honestly a great sport for coming on the show. I mean, he must have been thinking, who are these jokers from Arizona calling me up?
Absolutely. We couldn't be more honored to have him on. And like he said, a 17-year vet from the various leagues. And to come on to a first-time show like ours, we couldn't have had a better first guest. And wish you and Accrington all the luck for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. We hope continued success for the rest of the season. But I don't know, what do you think? I actually think he was quite receptive to the idea of coming out and playing for Phoenix, eh?
He was probably thinking about 5 days a year of rain.
True. Yeah, fair enough, actually, mate. It is a bit of a change coming from, northern England to the deserts of Arizona,
Yeah, I imagine 5 days of rain is a slow week in Accrington.
Oh, very good.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this special episode and joining us as we spoke with Scott Brown of Accrington Stanley. We'll be back with our regular show here coming up in about 10 days. And stay tuned as we may have more special guests coming up.